Hi, Professor. I'm going to start my speech. Hi, audience. How are you? Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk about asthma, informative speech. We're going to begin with a little story. So I'm going to need you guys to close your eyes. We're going to begin with you pretending to be 5 years old. You're in the middle of a dead sleep, and then bam, something wakes you up. You don't know what's going on. You're tired. You just woke up. You're kind of out of it. So you're trying to figure out what woke you up. Was it your siblings? Was it noise outside? Was it light, TV, your parents? What? Once you get a little bit of your bearings, you realize your chest is super tight, like somebody's sitting on it. You can't take a deep breath. You hear like wheezing, maybe a little whistling, rattling. You figure it out. You're having an asthma attack. This is something that you're used to because you've had it before. It's not going to be your first, your last. So you get up because you know what the routine is. You go to your mom's room, you knock on the door. As you get there, you tell your mom, "Mom, I'm having an asthma attack." Again, this is not the first time. This is not going to be the last time. Your mother already knows what to do. She gets up. She takes you to wherever she keeps your inhaler. She tells you she's going to count to 3. She's going to inhale as she presses down. 1, 2, 3. You inhale, she presses. You feel the medicine shoot to the back of your throat. Tastes disgusting. You don't like it, but you need it because you need to breathe. Now, you wait a couple seconds. She does it again. 1, 2, 3. You inhale. She squeezes your pump. Again, you feel the medicine in the back of your throat. You take a deep breath. You wait a couple minutes. You realize you're starting to feel better. The tightness is going away. You don't hear the wheezing or rattling or whistling, as they call it. You're starting to feel better. Now, open up your eyes. That person was me at 5 years old. I am one of 6 million children that suffer from asthma. One of 22 million people that have asthma as an adult. Now, if we all know how important oxygen is to our body, because you need it for your cells, your blood, your organs, anything and everything needs oxygen. It's super important. And if you don't know how to take care of your asthma, if you don't know anything about asthma, it can lead to death. Now, what is asthma? Asthma is a chronic respiratory inflammatory disease, or in other words, it's the swelling and restriction of your airways. Now, the human lungs. So there's 4 lobes. There's the right upper, left upper, right lower, left lower. And if you ask anybody, they're going to tell you it looks like an upside down tree. So you have different parts inside your lungs. There's the trachea, which you pull down the oxygen. There is the bronchioles, which is the thicker parts of the branches of the tree. And it breaks off into tinier branches, and then it goes to what you would call like the buds. And here's an example of what those buds might be. So they're called alveoli. And those are the sacs that bring oxygen into your bloodstream and remove the carbon dioxide from your bloodstream. Now, that's what lungs are about. Some symptoms that you might experience is, like I said, tightness of chest, wheezing, coughing, fatigue, headache. These are all things, signs and symptoms that you might experience when you're having an asthma attack. They could be severe, they could be just mild. And it all depends on what you're doing as well. So I want you to kind of do like a little exercise with me. You're going to close your eyes again. You're going to take a deep breath. When you take that deep breath, you feel your lungs expanding. For a person who has asthma or suffering from an asthma attack, they can't do that. They can't fill up their lungs to capacity like you want. So some way you can get diagnosed. For children, is a little bit more difficult. under the ages of 3, they try not to diagnose the child because it could be many things why that child has wheezing or coughing. After 3 or 5, they kind of look at the family history, and they kind of have a parent do journals. So they see what could be triggers, or if they had a cold or something like that. For adults, they do examinations, so chest x-rays to rule out any other diagnosis is like COPD. Another thing that they do is they also kind of do like a family history, because that, if it runs in your family, you're more than likely going to have asthma as well. Some triggers are allergens. If you're allergic to pollen, trees, grass, dogs, cats, all those things could be triggers. Also exercise. Cold air. A lot of people have this misconception that you can't get asthma because of cold weather. I don't know why. A lot of people I hear, you should stick your face in the freezer if you're having an asthma attack. Do not do that. That is the worst thing you could do. You're just going to make it worse. So those are just things that might trigger that. So weather, treatments. So the first thing you want to do is prevention. By knowing your triggers, the symptoms, the signs, you can prevent ever having an asthma attack throughout your whole entire life. So you want to make sure you stay away from, like, I'm allergic to cats and dogs. I try to stay away from them. I don't do a very good job about that, but anyways, you kind of want to make sure you stay away from those things. So treatments can involve inhalers. If it's a acute asthma attack and you need treatment right away, they have what you call nebulizer. And if you have to, you go straight to the emergency room. Another thing that you can do is make sure, if you're allergic to things, take allergy medicine. Make sure you have a healthy diet, lots of exercise. I know they say that you shouldn't exercise too much because that could be an asthma attack there of its own, but if you are consistent, you'll be fine. So that's my speech on asthma. I hope it was informative. Thank you for listening to me today. Have a good day. Bye. Right, this is my audience. Hello, bye.